Welcome to this IELTS Listening Practice Test, brought to you by Spinta, your partner in English exam success. This test simulates the real IELTS listening experience with authentic question types, timing, and difficulty levels you'll encounter on exam day. You'll hear the audio only once, just like in the actual test, so stay focused and keep your pencil ready. Remember to read the questions carefully during the preparation time and transfer your answers accurately. This practice will help you build confidence, improve your listening skills, and familiarize yourself with the IELTS format.
Part 1. Now look at Part 1. You will hear a conversation between a woman and a community hall staff member about booking a hall. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning, Green Valley Community Hall. David speaking. How can I help you?
Oh, good morning, David. My name is Sarah Jenkins, spelled Jenkins. I'm calling because I'm hoping to book your main hall for an event, and I just wanted to inquire about availability and costs, really.
No problem at all, Sarah. Happy to assist. We get quite a few inquiries, especially for our main hall. It's very popular. What kind of event are you planning?
Well, it's actually for my parents' anniversary. They're celebrating their 50th, so it's a big family gathering. We're expecting quite a few people.
Ah, a golden anniversary. How lovely. Congratulations to them. And what date were you thinking of? We tend to get booked up months in advance, especially for weekend dates.
Yes, I imagine so. We're looking at Saturday, July 10th. Is that date free by any chance?
Let me just check the system for you. Okay, Saturday, July 10th. Yes, it looks like the main hall is indeed available on that date. That's good news. We had a cancellation just last week, so you're in luck.
Oh, that's brilliant. What a relief. And roughly how many guests are you expecting? This helps us advise on space and facilities.
We're hoping for around 75 people. It's not a huge party, but we want enough space for everyone to mingle comfortably and perhaps have a small dance floor.
75, I see. Our main hall comfortably accommodates up to 80 seated guests, or around 100 for a standing reception. So 75 will be perfect.
That's excellent. And do you have any specific equipment requirements? We have a standard projector and screen, and quite a basic sound system for announcements and background music.
Yes, the sound system is a must, definitely. And actually, we were hoping to have a short video presentation during the dinner, so a projector would be essential. Also, my father plays the guitar, and he's hoping to perform a few songs for them, so we'd need a microphone.
A microphone. Got it. We have a couple of wireless microphones that connect to the sound system. I'll make a note of that.
Perfect, thank you. So, about the capacity, just to clarify, you said the hall holds 80 seated? What's the maximum for the whole venue if it's a mixed event?
Right. For a mixed event, say, seated and standing, the absolute maximum capacity for the main hall is 120 people. We can't exceed that for safety regulations.
120. Okay, good to know. And what about the cost? Is there a deposit, for instance?
Yes, there's a refundable security deposit of £250. That covers any potential damage or excessive cleaning. The full hire fee varies depending on the day and duration, but for a Saturday evening event, it would be £550 for a 5-hour slot.
£250. And how late can we stay?
The hall officially closes at 11:30 p.m. We need time for our staff to clean up before midnight. Any extension beyond that would need prior arrangement and would incur extra charges.
11:30. Understood. That gives us plenty of time. My main priority when looking for a venue was to find somewhere with good accessibility and enough parking, and your hall seems to tick those boxes. We have a few elderly relatives, so that's really important. The price was also quite reasonable compared to other places, which was a bonus.
Yes, we pride ourselves on our accessibility. We have ramps, accessible restrooms, and ample free parking right outside. We want everyone to feel welcome. Regarding other services, we don't provide catering ourselves, but we have a list of recommended local caterers if you need suggestions. They're all pre-approved and know our facilities well.
That's very helpful, thank you. I'll take a look at those. I think we'll manage the decorations ourselves, but a list of caterers would be great.
Absolutely. So to move forward, I can tentatively reserve the date for you for 48 hours. To confirm the booking, we'll need you to complete our online booking form and make the deposit payment within that time frame. We generally recommend that people come and view the hall if they haven't seen it before, just to get a feel for the space, especially if it's for a large family event.
That sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll head home and take a look at the booking form online right away. We're quite keen, so I don't think we'll need to visit it, but I appreciate the offer.
Great. The website details are on the initial inquiry page. If you have any more questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to call back.
Thank you so much, David. You've been very helpful.
My pleasure, Sarah. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Part 2. Now look at Part 2. You will hear a volunteer coordinator giving an orientation talk to new volunteers at an animal shelter. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Happy Paws Animal Shelter. My name is Elena Petrova, and I'm the volunteer coordinator here. It's wonderful to see so many enthusiastic new faces ready to make a difference. We appreciate you giving your time to help our furry residents. Before we dive into the daily routines, I want to emphasize a few crucial points. First and foremost, for all new volunteers, it is mandatory to attend our initial training session. This isn't just about learning where the cat food is kept. It's a comprehensive guide to our safety protocols, animal handling techniques, and emergency procedures. We schedule these once a month, and the next one is coming up on the 15th. It's absolutely essential. Secondly, working with animals, especially those who might have experienced trauma, requires a great deal of patience. Some of our animals are a little shy, others are quite energetic. Handling them safely and effectively means you must approach them with extreme care. Always observe their body language and move slowly. Remember, these aren't just pets. They're individuals who need our understanding. At Happy Paws, our core mission is animal welfare. Everything we do, from feeding schedules to enrichment activities, revolves around ensuring the best possible quality of life for every animal under our care. This is our primary focus, and it's something we take very seriously. It's not just a job, it's a passion. Finally, detailed record keeping is vital. We monitor everything from feeding habits to behavioral changes, medical treatments, and even the mood of the animals on a given day. You'll be trained on how to update their individual records, but always remember to record the weight of the animals, their food intake, and any noticeable changes. This data helps us make informed decisions about their health and eventual adoption. Now let's talk about the different volunteer roles available, as I know many of you are interested in specific areas. First, we have our animal care team. These volunteers are our backbone, involved in the daily feeding, cleaning of enclosures, and crucially, the exercise and walking of our dogs. It requires a good level of physical fitness, as you'll be on your feet and moving around quite a bit, but it's incredibly rewarding. You'll build strong bonds with the animals. Then there's the adoption administration team. These volunteers handle the paperwork, process adoption applications, and conduct follow-up calls with new owners. It's a key role in ensuring our animals go to the right homes. For this, strong organizational skills are essential. You'll be dealing with a lot of details and need to be meticulous. And finally, our fundraising team. We rely heavily on donations, and these volunteers are instrumental in organizing events, managing campaigns, and reaching out to the community. If you have a knack for public speaking and enjoy engaging with people, this is for you. A strong network of contacts is certainly a bonus, but not strictly necessary. Enthusiasm and a willingness to learn are what count. Before we finish, a quick word about the different animals we house here. We primarily have cats, dogs, and rabbits, though sometimes we take in other small animals. Our cats often arrive quite apprehensive. Many have been abandoned or are recovering from injuries. They usually take time to settle in and often remain quite independent, even once they feel comfortable. They appreciate quiet companionship rather than constant attention. The dogs, on the other hand, especially the younger ones, are generally very energetic. They love to play, go for walks, and need a lot of stimulation. They quickly form attachments and thrive on interaction. Regular playtime is key for them. And our rabbits are often surprisingly nervous when they first arrive. They're prey animals by nature, so they can be easily startled. We have a dedicated, quiet room for them, where they can feel safe and slowly get used to human presence. Building trust with them requires a gentle approach. I hope this overview has been helpful. We'll now break into smaller groups for a tour of the facilities. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Part 3. Now look at Part 3. You will hear two students, Anya and Liam, discussing their research project on renewable energy with their tutor, Dr. Carter. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning, Anya, Liam. Thanks for coming in. How are we getting on with the renewable energy project? I know it's a big topic, but I'm keen to hear your progress and discuss any challenges you might be facing.
Good morning, Dr. Carter. We've certainly made a start, but it's been interesting. I think our biggest hurdle initially was just trying to narrow down the topic. Renewable energy is so vast, and we felt overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information available. It was hard to define what exactly we wanted to investigate.
Yeah, we spent ages just trying to define the scope, as Anya said. We looked at everything from solar to geothermal, and it felt like we were just scratching the surface on too many areas. We were struggling to find a clear focus.
That's a very common challenge with broad topics. It's good that you've identified it early. Remember, the key is depth, not breadth, for a project like this. Perhaps we should consider focusing on a specific aspect that allows for a more detailed analysis. For instance, instead of just general types, what about the economic impact of renewable energy on national economies, or the technological advancements that are making it more viable, or even the societal uptake, public perception?
Public perception is interesting, but maybe too qualitative for us. Liam and I were actually leaning towards the economic side. We found some fascinating data on the cost reductions of solar panels over the last decade.
Exactly. I think the economic impact, particularly focusing on specific regions or countries, would allow us to delve into some really robust data. I'm especially interested in how government subsidies play a role in promoting or hindering adoption.
Excellent. The economic impact is a very strong focus. It allows for quantitative analysis, which can make your arguments more compelling. So, for your primary research, what methods are you considering? Are you looking at surveys, interviews, or more theoretical analysis?
I was thinking we could conduct some interviews with local energy companies or policymakers, but that might be difficult to arrange given our time frame. I think a better approach for our primary data collection would be to analyze existing case studies. There's a wealth of information out there from government reports and academic journals that we can synthesize.
I agree with Anya. Case studies would be more feasible. We could look at countries that have successfully transitioned to a high percentage of renewables, like Denmark or Germany, and see what lessons can be learned.
Yes, analyzing existing case studies is a very sound approach for this type of project. Just ensure you critically evaluate your sources and synthesize the information, not just summarize it. And remember to include a strong theoretical framework in your introduction. Provide a clear overview of the current global energy landscape before you dive into your specific case studies.
Right, so a clear overview and context in the introduction. Got it.
My only slight concern is the sheer volume of information. This project feels like it's growing bigger and bigger, and I have a couple of other major assignments due around the same time. I just want to make sure we don't bite off more than we can chew.
That's a valid point, Liam. Time management is crucial. Remember, the first draft of your written report is due on November 25th. That's just under 3 weeks from now. So plan your time carefully. For the presentation, which comes later, the key is to be engaging. Don't just read off slides. Try to maintain audience attention with clear visuals and confident delivery.
Okay, November 25th for the draft. We'll work backwards from that. And for the presentation, what kind of structure should we aim for?
Well, after your introduction and methodology, you'll need to present your findings. The best way to do this is to organize them into clear sections, perhaps by region or by the specific economic factor you're discussing. Use headings and subheadings. And crucially, don't just list data, interpret it. What do these figures tell us? What are the implications?
So findings in clear sections. And then, for the conclusion?
The conclusion should not only summarize your key points, but also offer some forward-looking perspectives. Discuss the future implications of your findings, perhaps touching upon policy recommendations or areas for further research. Think about what's next for renewable energy based on your analysis.
Future implications. That makes sense. We'll aim to have a rough outline ready by next week.
Perfect. Keep me updated. You're on the right track.
Part 4. Now look at Part 4. You will hear a lecture on the impact of artificial intelligence on employment. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to delve into a topic that's increasingly prevalent in academic discourse and public conversation: the profound impact of artificial intelligence, or AI, on the global workforce. AI, defined as the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, is rapidly transforming the global economy. It's a field evolving at an astonishing pace, and its implications for employment are complex and multifaceted. Historically, technological revolutions, from the Industrial Revolution to the advent of the Internet, have often sparked fears of mass unemployment. Yet what we've typically seen is that these advancements lead to new job creation rather than widespread job destruction. While certain jobs become obsolete, new roles emerge, often requiring different skill sets. The question is AI different? There are two primary schools of thought on this. One perspective, often termed the optimistic view, suggests that AI will primarily automate routine tasks, thereby freeing up human workers to focus on more complex, creative, and strategically important activities. This essentially increases human productivity and fosters innovation. Proponents argue that just as factory automation led to a shift from manual labor to skilled technical roles, AI will drive a similar evolution in knowledge work. However, the pessimistic view highlights the potential for significant job displacement. Unlike previous technologies that mainly affected physical labor, AI has the capacity to automate cognitive tasks, impacting white-collar professions. Sectors particularly vulnerable to automation include manufacturing, transportation, and customer service. We're already seeing the emergence of self-driving vehicles and AI-powered customer support bots. The pace of this change is also a significant concern, potentially outpacing the ability of the workforce to adapt. So how do we prepare for this future? It's clear that the nature of work will shift. Repetitive, predictable tasks are most susceptible to automation. Therefore, the development of uniquely human skills will be crucial. This includes critical thinking, problem-solving, and creativity. Skills related to emotional intelligence, such as empathy, collaboration, and negotiation, will also become increasingly valuable, as these are areas where AI currently falls short. Continuous learning and upskilling will not just be beneficial, but essential. Furthermore, governments and educational institutions have a vital role to play. They must develop effective retraining strategies and policies to support workers transitioning into new roles. This could involve investing in vocational training programs, promoting lifelong learning initiatives, and reevaluating educational curricula to prioritize future-proof skills. Now, I want to emphasize that while AI can process vast amounts of data and perform complex calculations with unparalleled speed and accuracy, it lacks the intuitive understanding and emotional depth that defines human interaction. It cannot truly empathize with a customer, creatively solve an unprecedented global crisis, or lead a team with inspirational vision. These are uniquely human attributes that will become increasingly prized. In conclusion, the impact of AI on employment is not a simple case of jobs being lost or gained. It's a complex reshaping of the workforce, demanding adaptability and new skill sets from individuals. The speed of this transformation is perhaps the greatest challenge, requiring a proactive approach to education and training. We must look at this not as a threat, but as an opportunity to redefine work, to focus on what humans do best, and to ensure a just transition for all. The future of work is not just about AI. It's about how we, as a society, choose to embrace and direct its immense potential.
And pencils down. You've survived another IELTS listening marathon. If your brain feels like it just ran a mental obstacle course, congratulations. That means you're doing it right. Want to torture yourself with more tests? We mean enhance your skills? Head to Spinta.org. That's SPINTA.org, where we've got reading, writing, speaking practice, and vocabulary games that are actually fun. Yes, fun and IELTS in the same sentence. We're rebels like that. Thanks for listening with Spinta. Now go treat yourself to something nice. You've earned it. Spinta. Push forward. Achieve more.